Oh, wow. Yeah. I'm so glad that this is working. Yeah. So, as I was kind of saying, in the Discord, I'm challenged from switching over from Twitch to YouTube yet again. I don't know why. It's a problem. Anyway, hello. Hi, Objection. So good to see you. Hello, Granddaddy Otaku. Good to see you in the chat. Oh, yeah. It's been an adventure, hopefully. I just have a camera and a mic, so hopefully things are fine. I feel like I've made it in life. Oh, I hope that you have. There were other things to make it in life, I am sure. Oh, great. What are we doing here? Why are we here? Yeah, YouTube is very different from Twitch in the sense that it feels like when I'm making a title and I'm making a thumbnail, I have to think about what I'm going to do, and it feels like it needs to be something that's concise. Whereas in a Twitch stream, it just feels like you're playing. You can change the category to whenever you want, whenever you want, whatever, whenever. And it doesn't have to have any order or structure necessarily because you're just live. You're just hitting a button. You sound great. Oh, thank you. Um, NJB. Oh, so hi. Hello. Are you a new chatter? And if not, I'm sorry. And if you are, let me know. If you are in Twitch, let me know. Yes. So this was a topic that was discussed today in Discord that I thought would be a good topic in general to discuss about why a game like Final Fantasy X has touched me so much and has touched certain people so much, that game in particular. Hello, my annoyed face. So good to see you. And I imagine that if you're here, you all have a story. And I guess I'm sitting here probably going to try to figure out what my story is because I haven't fully articulated it. Oh, yeah. Is it Granddaddy Otaku or is it Otaku? I think it's Granddaddy, right? Prefer Granddaddy? That feels so weird to say. It's almost as weird as saying objection because every time I say it, I think of Ace Attorney and like everything must stop. Everything must stop every time I say it. Later, we should talk about how Seymour is Yuna's true love. Maybe. It's a good theory. Oh, wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't that be fun to make videos over theories that are, or just over far reaching things, trying to prove it, right? Like the true love story of Yuna and Tidus, romance better than Twilight type thing. Gramps. Okay. I think I like Gramps more. I bet that you are not really old enough to be my granddaddy, but maybe maybe as a role play. Yeah. Um so oh, I wanted to write down a few things as to why, but maybe I can just ask the chat as a start, which is if you are a fan of Final Fantasy X, at what time in your life did it enter? And how was that the perfect time for you to experience this game, for it to touch you in a certain way? My annoyed face says, I was pretty young when I played 10. It was the first game with a deeper narrative I had ever played. I play it from start to finish at least once a year. That is a lot of playthroughs. I think probably I've only played the game through 3 times. I'm not a player of things. I'm not a reader of things too. Like when I read a book, I read it once. When I play a game, I play it once. So I played it kind of once on the PlayStation 2. I had to play it through 2 times because I I was messing around and I felt like I did a really bad job with the sphere grid. And so then I started over, probably all the way to Gagazet. So I played it 2 times on the PlayStation 2 and then didn't touch it ever again. And so when the remaster came out, I was scared because I thought, this is so precious to me and I haven't touched this in like a decade. Is it still going to hold up? And it really did. So since playing it through, I think only one time, I've done only one playthrough of the remastered version. I have watched all of the cutscenes on YouTube probably a couple more times and then just watched people talk about it or watched cutscenes. But yeah, I overall haven't watched it that many times. Yeah. As a role play, yeah. Yeah, you know. In a completely platonic and non-suggestive roleplay, you can be anything. That's what role-playing games are. It's what cosplay is. It's all roleplay. It's what Halloween is. Objection. I got Final Fantasy X and a PlayStation 2 for Christmas 2002 when I was in high school. Oh yeah, I remember your story. Objection. When I was in high school, and this game had so many features that I felt addressed a lot of problems I had with JRPGs. Oh, the game addressed problems that you had with JRPGs. The theme of water and swimming spoke to me. I want to know more about this features that addressed problems. Oh, Natara, so good to see you. My dad first introduced the game to me when I was 6 years old? Final Fantasy X? Your dad? Wow. That is so cool. It was my very first video game. He sold me on it saying, do you want to play this game? It has 3 girls in it. Oh, 10 too. You know, they had voice acting, so you would be able to read it. You know, the game, I think. Yeah, the early games I played were on the Super Nintendo or the Nintendo. And there was no voice acting, come to think of it. So it just seemed like that is the experience to go into games having no idea what's going on. But I guess I would think that experience would be similar with 10 too, because how in the world would you have any idea what's going on as a 6-year-old? But it's just fun. The vibes are fun, so I can see that you would be sold on it as a 6-year-old. But to imagine someone playing it, I guess you can still spam the attack button. I just didn't think about it. Like, did you play it through on your own at that age? Oh, it's 10. It's so young! I can see it as a 10-year-old. You can handle complexity of strategy turn-based games, I think. Yeah. Granddaddy says, I was 8 or 9 when I played 10. 8 or 9? What an age! I played it 3 times all the way through, and 10-2 I played twice through now. Last time, I 100%. It was an experience, yes. This year was the year, because I decided you only live once to do the 100% of 10-2, and it certainly was an experience. I think that Pain, the third girl, is aptly named because that is how I felt for a lot of it. Maxing out all those minigames like Gunner's Gauntlet. Oh, but that wasn't the worst part. I actually kind of liked the Gunner's Gauntlet. Sphere Break, I enjoyed Sphere Break well enough. My first upload was a Sphere Break guide, and yeah, that was easy enough. But what was the most painful thing about doing the 10-2? I think it's having to do multiple playthroughs, maybe? The Chocobo stuff. Oh, the Chocobo stuff. That was very tedious and kind of awful. Let's see. Objection says, I loved how you could swap in each party member. The battle system doesn't stress me out. The removal of the world map is a plus to me. Hot take. Ooh, it is a hot take. I don't have a stake in that because I'm not like an old school Final Fantasy person who loved the map and the exploration. Maybe I'm on your team. Maybe I'm team no big map. The sphere grid was great on giving you a structure. I did love the sphere grid though. Once getting the hang of it, feeling like you have control of the characters. And then I ceased to love it once I heard about platinuming Final Fantasy X and filling every single slot. Sounds terrible. Airship Dreamer. Oh, I was obsessed as a 10-year-old. Amazed. Tresaru. Good to see you. I first played Final Fantasy X when I was 15, and now I'm 18. Ooh! Well, new people here. 15. That was close to the age I was when I first played it, which I would imagine there would be no better age. What was the experience like as a 10-year-old playing Final Fantasy X? Because Final Fantasy X... What is the dog doing? Hold on. I was just checking. You're not doing anything bad, are you? She's always doing something bad. Right, oh yeah. So Final Fantasy X was the first game where I went, oh, things mean things. And, your brain develops on that ability to analyze very late. And for some people, it never develops, I think. So to go like, Sin... That's my shocked face. Sin, Pikachu face, I guess. Sin. Ooh, I get it. What? But this is a new mind-blowing revelation that came from watching the Resident Arc podcast on Final Fantasy X. I learned that Sin is purely a localization thing, and it does not have the same meaning in Japan. But, for little me, I'm like, I'm able to understand that. I understand that sin represents sin. Yeah. Natara, no, it was 10. Oh, Yuna, Riku, and Lulu. I did play 10 too as well. He helped me my first playthrough. I'm blown away. He helped me my first playthrough with boss fights, but once I was in 4th or 5th grade, I could do everything on my own. Wow, Natara, I'm so impressed. And I'm also a little jealous that you had a dad that was into games like that, because both of my parents enjoyed playing video games, but they were an older generation, I guess. And when things got to be 3D and when you can control a camera, which in Final Fantasy X you didn't, but basically they became less interested in big games like that. And my mom continued to play games like Zelda handheld, but she didn't want to do things that involved 3D atmospheres. So they kind of fell off at that point. Yeah. My dad loved Legend of Zelda. Well, both of my parents did, but neither of them were into the Final Fantasy thing. Yeah. But that's so cool. And we didn't play video games together. I grew up with video games, but it wasn't like my parents sat and played video games with me, except with my mom, The Sims and Animal Crossing. And then my brother decided to change the clock and bring all of the weeds, and that made my mom mad. That's my memories. Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, I'm slow at reading the chat. I apologize. But I will not apologize again. So that's your warning. My annoyed face says, I was pretty horrible at the game on my first playthrough. I would run from most battles and spam overdrive before I got good. Same! Same. I didn't... But after you have played the game through and you understand how it works, then the game then becomes easy. And then you go, oh, it's actually very well balanced. As long as you fight every battle on your way, then you are leveled up well enough. And if you know the strategies to defeat the bosses, everything just goes smoothly. And so when I got Stefan, my fiance, to play, he really, really struggled, and he wanted to run away from every fight. And I'm like, no, don't. And just seeing Lulu drop dead over and over and reviving her, that was his experience. And he hated Lulu. Hated her. All she does is die. And then also she's mean to Waka, and she's just a mean, sour face. Anyway, even though Lulu evolves over time, he still hated her, and that was kind of funny. But many people are on Team Lulu, so it's okay. Oh yeah, my Nightbot. It's been a while since I've streamed on YouTube. Yeah. First playthrough, Objection said to level up. Every party was a worthwhile member and had value. I put in the effort. Oh, right. That is a valuable thing about the game, is that everyone has a use. And everyone is like a mix of two classes, like Yuna being a white mage and a summoner, Tidus being a warrior and a time mage. Am I getting this right? Yeah. Oh, and Kamari being a blue mage. Yeah. I put in the effort to get everyone's weapons, which I never did before. It ran out of things. Wait. Hold on. Sorry. I put in the effort to get everyone's weapons, which I never did it before. Heck, I ran out of things to do in the United States version. And there is so many things to do. Oh, this is the song that I've used in my game, in my videos. I like the song. When I listened to it, I thought, this is one. It's very, makes me feel like I'm in a calm, contemplative mood where I'm like, I just had an insight. That's what this song makes me feel. Granddaddy says 10-2 is not nearly as replayable, even though it encourages replaying. Oh, but I love it. The chocobos are adorable, but yes, chocobo stuff can be a bit much. Catching level 5 chocobos and then sending them out over and over again to get the chocobo dungeon. And the game being very much using a guide the whole way through. I did not do anything intuitively in Final Fantasy X-2. But in 10, I don't use a guide in Final Fantasy X and don't need to, and that's nice. Objection feels older. Could be, or could not be, but, well, according to my demographics, you're the perfect age, according to my YouTube demographics. Objection, I remember when the Eternal Calm video came online before YouTube, and it was like, what is that, Tidus? Oh, yeah. Okay, I understand what you're saying. But that, when that video came out originally, it was the Tidus. Not changed at all. They just threw him in there, right? I don't think I've actually even seen that original video. But yeah, how thrilling that would be. I wish that I could teleport back in time and be there for that. Oh, I need to give an update. So, I have finally gotten a bottle opener. So, I struggled with having a bottle opener. So, I had this Mineragua for probably a couple months now. And I haven't opened it because I didn't have a bottle opener. So, the other day I was at a Goodwill because I was buying warm stuff like this. And I was like, oh, I might as well dig in all this kitchen stuff and get a bottle opener. So I did. I know, it was something everyone was concerned about. I am not a clothes shopper, by the way. I just wear the same things over and over and over. And I have a very small wardrobe. I was wearing a pink sweater that had stains all over it. And I don't know, I was able to just somehow, every time I took a drink of something, just stuff splattered on it and went just, oh, well, it's dirty anyway. It's just this gross thing. It never washes out. Anyway, it was so nasty. And so I finally went out and bought warm things at a Goodwill and threw it away. So, yeah, everyone's concerned about my hygiene, as I'm sure, yes, I know you are. But it's okay. I have it taken care of. I now can drink water I can now drink Mineragua, and I can now wear warm clothes without feeling hideously dirty. Oh yeah, from Airship Dreamer. Very first game ever? That would be huge impact. I wonder if I'm going to be able... When will I give my speech about myself? I don't think I have one. I just have to come up with it on the spot. Or I will be prompted by something you say. Granddaddy, when I was going through a dark time and I really needed something to bring me hope and remind me that beauty and love still existed, Final Fantasy X was that for me. Yeah. Yeah. Completely. Well, I would even... It's more than that. It's a very spiritual game in its themes. I think it was my own escapism too. Like people might say, Harry Potter brought people out of their dark times in their childhood because of that fantasy element. But Final Fantasy X is such a dark game too, and it's so much about death. I wonder how that can be that fluffy, happy place that you'd want to go to. It saved my life. Wow. Yeah. I feel similarly, but maybe in a setting my mindset on probably a good path in life. Airship Dreamer. As a 10-year-old, I loved it, but looking back and replaying the game after life experiences, personal tragedies, heartbreaks, etc., it was way more impactful. Oh, I wonder what it would feel like to be so young playing the game and to return to it. Because, yeah, I had certain takeaways when I was 14, and then as I got older, the game did mature, but probably not anywhere near to the extent that it would for you. I'm way more into 12 than 10. Okay, cool. Trisaru. Airship. Yeah, I read that, sorry. The Zodiac Age Edition has made it one of my favorites. I haven't played, well, probably everyone knows. I haven't played the Zodiac Age, and I played some of 12 and found the Gambit system tedious, and I wasn't really engaged with the characters, and so I didn't play it all the way through. But I hear that the Zodiac Age dramatically improves the game and makes it worth playing. Hushers! Did I say your name right? Hushers! I hope I'm not too late talking to you. If you haven't just abandoned me. Yeah, and I have seen you in the comments on videos. I didn't know you had to grind, so I got stuck midway through at the canon machine boss and didn't play it for 5 years. Then I came back and beat it. 5 years?! Well, oh, hold on. Does that turn it down for you? It doesn't. Okay, great. I think. Yeah, but you can hear the mic. I actually think I'm from Trisaru. I actually think I'm pretty good at 10 boss stories, even Flux, except for Braska's final Aeon, which on both playthroughs had to beat with a trio of 9,999. Oh, Hirsch, have you ever played 14? I have. I have played through the first game expansion. I've played through the first, and I started the second, and that was about as far as I've gotten with the game. I felt like it was taking up a lot of time, and so it didn't consume my life. I was afraid of it consuming my life because I don't carve out very much time in my, I guess, adulthood for video games. And the main time I carve out that time is when I'm streaming. So, but I would really love to return to Final Fantasy XIV, especially if it was streaming or if it was with community members or something like that. Funny story, I found my real estate agent from playing Final Fantasy XIV with friends. Though, is it really that funny? It felt funny to me since it was just a serendipitous thing where I was playing 14 with an IRL friend, and I said, oh, I saw this listing that I'm really excited about, but I'm not sure. And then he referred me in the game to his agent, and she is the best person ever. And we're friends now. And she invited me to a holiday party, which I went to last Friday, which is why I couldn't make it to stream. Yeah, so video games brings everyone together. Oh, the Titus or Titus. Oh, I never want to talk about that again. It is an off-topic thing for me. The Titus. I say Titus. D Wheels. Oh yeah, wait, I guess I'll rant a little bit more. There are topics of conversation that I think are done to death, such as Titus and Titus. Oh, what's another one? Oh, the laughing scene. Was it cringy? Was it not? Did people like it or did people not? Topics like that are so done, I'm like, oh, I don't want to talk about it because it's just a cycle of the same talking points. And so I don't want to engage in that cycle of what everyone has said, because it's like I can take any line of dialogue and then I will sound like someone else. It wouldn't be me. It would be almost inauthentic. I hope that makes sense. And I don't want to hit on the same things that everyone said. And I want something real to come out of this brain. But, I just can't believe we can have the same conversations for 20 years. Fan fact, 10 was the first Final Fantasy game I played. G-Wheels. Mine too. It puts it in a tricky place for it to be the first game, because I think that every game after that is a little bit disappointing, and every game before that is disappointing too, graphically. So it's like, this is the golden years, but it's the tail end when there's voice acting and there's like amazing graphics. The Spiral of Death. Objection. I wouldn't consider 10 a dark game, but it has more somber tone as it deals with death as an everyday part of Spira's life. Not a dark game, but a somber one. I felt very real. It's just death all the time. Natara to Airship. Yes, it was my very first video game ever. That is so special. You are a VIP of the day to me. And this day, it is still my favorite. I love that. I must have replayed it 50 times now. That is so special. Does it represent to you a relationship with your family too? I imagine it would. If it's a special game for you and it's a special game for your dad, which there is so much about paternal connections in the game as well. Ooh, was your dad like going like this? See Jet? That's not me. See Braska? That's not me either. I'm cool. Which Braska? Was Braska an admirable figure in Final Fantasy X? As somebody who sacrificed himself and left his daughter Yuna to fend for himself while she was so young. Was that admirable? Was Braska a good guy? That's a question I have. There's a shrine. My bedroom is a shrine. Oh yeah, I guess I didn't read that part. Played it 50 times now. Obsessed is the word. My bedroom is a shrine. You should have a YouTube channel if you don't. And share this. Yeah, I am a fraud. You're the real deal. You are born from Final Fantasy X. Yes. Oh, or you can just join the Discord and you can post your shrine there, and that would be great. The Discord is in the description of the video, of this video. Let's see, playing what in the moment? Should we make Miranda play Crisis Core? Make me. Making. You can make me, I think. I think that you can force me to do things if you push hard enough. Objections playing it right now. Airship Dreamer. I'm so jealous. I'm 32 now, so I have had other gaming experiences before 10. It did allow me to appreciate 10 as a masterpiece, though. Yes. I want to see the 10 shrines. I want to see it. Oh, I just realized my chat box. You cannot see it. I wonder if... I hope it is working. Yeah. You see, because I had from switching from Twitch over to YouTube, I lost all my settings and I did not know how to get them back. And I promised I would stream today, so here we are. I just went. I just gotta click I'm live. I'm just gonna have a webcam source and that's it. I'll lose it all. I also lost my filters, so maybe my mic will sound a little different. I have the built-in filters on the Elgato mic itself, so I don't think I lost. Maybe I didn't even have filters on it. Who knows? I don't remember. Crisis Core. So that was a game that came out. Now, I need to be educated on this because I don't know. Crisis Core came out in the late 2000s, and it has had a remake. And is that what this is? That's what this is? That's what this game I would be playing is? Is it a remake or a remaster? See, I feel embarrassed for even asking. I'm so sorry. Ah! Shame. Anyway, oh, Ultimate Weapon 2000, hello! Hello! 10 was my first video game to make me cry, and it was the second Final Fantasy game after 8. When you say cry, you mean, like, screaming crying, like I was, right? Like, and crying just... gasping for air crying, because the ending just tore me apart. I had never been so emotionally wrecked before by anything. Oh, before or since, I think, actually. From a video game or a novel or a... Yeah. Natara, and yes, although me and my dad have since fallen out, oh no, and went through a lot of bad times, I'll always be grateful he shared the game with me. His and his relationship mirrors Jet and Tidus. Yeah, so that was definitely one of the things I wanted to bring up during this stream was the father and son relationship. Or even, I guess, the, daughter. Wait, yeah. Father and daughter relationship, since we have both of those things in the game. Oh yes, the chat is there, and it's not with my settings on it. Oh well. Yeah. I'm gonna hold that thought and read more, and read more messages. For Yuna's theme on Besaid had me crying as a kid. Oh, then what must the ending have been like? I've never been on Discord, but if you are all there, then I'm sold. Yeah, you will enjoy it there, I promise, because everyone loves Final Fantasy X so much and is so kind and so respectful. And I can say this authentically. Like, I actually mean it. And I don't think well, you don't know me, so you don't know. I am honest. That's what I mean. I wouldn't be so enthusiastic about talking you into it if I didn't think it was a good place. Oh yay, here's the answer to my Braska question from my annoyed face. It's here's my annoyed face. It's complicated for Braska. Defeating Sin is cool, but it didn't seem like he had a solid backup plan for Yuna. Maybe the temples or Orin, I don't know. Yeah, complicated is right. Oh, well, and it should be right. It should be that everyone is complicated. Admirable goal to go out and defeat Sin, but he really left Yuna behind. And on top of that, Yuna's mom was dead. So, oh! I just had a brain blast moment! Brain blast! Everyone! Gather round! Before I lose it, I think I already have. Braska did the same thing to Yuna as Jet did to Tidus. Same thing happened because the mom, right? Okay, hold on. So the mom, I'm like Jimmy Neutron. Brain blast! Because Tidus had resentment for his mom, right? For ignoring him and not paying attention to his needs. And for his parents being so close together. And Tidus feeling left behind. Same thing happened with Braska because Braska was close to Tidus's mother. But when she died by Sin, Braska went out to hunt down Sin and kill him. Leaving Yuna behind. The same! This just blew my mind! I don't know, maybe that's just me. Anyway. Granddaddy Otaku, for the record, it is Tidus, by the way. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, that is correct. There is no debate. That is correct. But I don't feel like I need to say all of that because it's all been said so much. Objection. Yeah, you just need to read the katakana for Tidus. Yes, correct. Objection. Crisis Core is a 2007 PSP game. A PSP game that has been overhauled for modern platforms with fantastic art assets. PlayStation Portable. Does that mean that was not widely distributed or as popular as... Is it like a spinoff or is it a very legitimate Final Fantasy title? Hello, Miranda. Happy holidays. Hello, Reese. Good to see you. And welcome to the stream. Get cozy. Have a cup of tea if you like. I hope that everyone liked my most recent video I did. That was a little bit different. I've been kind of watching cozy streams lately, or not cozy streams, but like cozy vlogs. And I know that I'm not a cozy vlog channel, but I thought I want to do something a little bit that has a little bit of the chill vibes. Ultimate Weapon 2000, no crying with joy. It was actually when I was listening to Yuna's theme. Crying with joy! Listening to my... Actually crying when I was listening to Yuna's theme on Besaid. Oh, have you all seen the music boxes? Have you seen the music boxes that have been announced? Oh, thanks to the Discord people there who told me about it, about the 35th anniversary Final Fantasy stuff. Merch came out, not just a Final Fantasy X, but there is a couple of music boxes. And the music is on YouTube, so you can hear what the music boxes sound like. And I swear, I just heard a few notes, and I was crying. I'm so embarrassed. But I just went bye, because I know, if I ever want to spontaneously cry for a video or something, then I have the music boxes with me. I want those music boxes so bad. I found that the price was not terrible. I imagine that the construction of them is cheap. It looks like they're made of plastic with metal, of course, for the music box, but there's worse things. I am sad that the Final Fantasy set of all the Final Fantasy games, 1 through 6, is sold out on the Switch. Because if I had known, I would have been on that And I haven't played 1 through 6. I would love to marathon that sometimes, but I don't know how to marathon anything. I don't know how to get through things quickly. P.S. I vote Miranda play Crisis Core Reunion. Oh, we need to have a bigger vote on this. YouTube is so limited. Well, I guess I can't do polls, or I think I'm not able to do those things. Maybe unless I had chat extensions or like bot stuff. Maybe. But basically all features for the chat are restricted if I'm under 1,000 subscribers. So that means no custom emotes, no join button, no super chats, no any of that stuff until 1,000 subscribers. And maybe that will never happen. Yeah, it'll never happen. I'm gonna be stuck at this many forever. That's my goal, is to be stuck at this many forever. Airship Dreamer, wait. Jet decided to hunt Sin down with Braska and Orin because 1, he wanted to get out of jail, and 2, he was convinced he was never getting home, and 3, he wanted to finally do good. Yes. Yes. Hopefully I didn't get the names mixed up. It was Braska. Braska's motivation for fighting Sin was to avenge. Right? Dot, hi! So happy I could make it. So happy you could make it too! Hello! Welcome! Natara, thank you so much. The memories of and the introduction to a game so special will always be worth. Plus, the 10 community is full of wonderful people. So happy to meet you all. I wonder what it is that makes a Final Fantasy X community so special in particular, or so special, at least here, in this little subset right here where we are. Hello, Jared. Good to see you. And Wasteland Zyria, yeah. Good to see you. At least you can get them digitally, yes. But I wanted physically. I know. Maybe there's something so exciting about getting the whole set physically that I would love. But it's okay. And probably I wouldn't marathon it. I don't know. This week, because I'm taking the whole week off from work, I'm torn about what to do, because I want to do relaxing things like streaming more, but I also want to have like a bookathon day where I'm just reading all day long. I have not had a day like that probably since I was a kid, when that was mandatory, where we had a day called Dr. Seuss Day. It was his birthday. And on that day, throughout all of elementary school, we would just bring our books, and we would bring our stuffed bears. Oh, the stuffed bears, and we'd have a blanket, and we would just lay on the floor, and we would read books all day long, and it was so fun. And I want to have a day like that, because I have fallen out of the habit of reading. I go to bed, right, and I have a big stack of books, but I don't get through anything. I'm like, okay, I'm in bed, time to read, and then 2 pages in, I'm asleep. It's terrible. So I really want to, do it. Bookathon! Yeah! You'll join me in this bookathon. I said last week, Tuesday's going to be the day, so that's tomorrow. Tuesday, bookathon day, sitting and reading and doing nothing else. It's my plan. What am I going to read? I thought I might even read Harry Potter. Because, I don't know, cozy. Oh yeah, Natara, I'm looking up here. Oh my god, yes. I'm getting both music boxes. I'm getting both music boxes and the Una and Tita's plushies. Instant pre-orders. Ooh, and it's going to go into your shrine. I did not get the plushies because the prices of those looked a bit much. But I also, you may have noticed I don't have figures in my video. But I don't buy figures or plushes. I had the Kix one. But I really like the Final Fantasy X artwork there. I think part of the reason is because when someone walks by it, they don't think, oh, this is of a video game, or they don't think anime or anything like that. They just think, oh, it's some art, and they have no idea what it's from, and I want to keep it that way. And then if they play the game, and if they know, they know. I like the if they know kind of stuff. And so, like, if I had the plushies, then they would think, oh, that's from something. That's from an anime, and I don't want anything to think that. So that's why. But the music boxes stand alone. I don't think that people would think anything in particular about a music box. It would play pretty music. I hope that makes sense. I'm a grown man and would still kill for a chocobo plushie. Chocobos are so cute, and so are Moogles. Moogles and chocobos. I love them. But I can just hold the love for them in my heart. You can do polls on YouTube? I can? I actually can do polls on YouTube? How do I do such a thing? I can do polls in the community tab, but on the stream, I'm able to do a poll. I know that I'm able to do the poll if I'm monetized, but I don't know how to, but am I able to do a poll when I am unmonetized under 1,000 subscribers? Maybe I can. If I could, that would be amazing. Ultimate Weapon 2000 said, I really enjoyed your, and sorry for jumping around. I'm just seeing what's in this big wall. I really enjoyed your 10-2 last mission analysis. My sister and I both watched it together, and it was extremely interesting and entertaining for us. Oh, thank you so much. So that's the live reaction of all of the last mission live. Yeah, it was live. It was a live reaction of all the last mission cutscenes. Oh, good. I wasn't sure. I really wasn't sure about it, so I'm so encouraged to hear that. Since I had streamed it and I cut together the stream, and after cutting it together, I cut a lot. It was 2 hours, and I cut it down to 90 minutes, but even then I thought, oh, this is a really long upload. I don't know. Wasteland Zyria, you definitely need to play through 1 through 6 sometime soon. They are super fun. Do a poll on Discord if you don't know how I can help you. I don't know how to do polls on Discord either. I've just done, as you've seen, I've only done reaction polls. Like, react to this. But if my poll is, should I play Crisis Core? Yes, no. I don't think I think I might rather do a community poll. But it would be more like a pulse if I was to do the poll onto the on the stream. Just like a gauge of interest. Not an I still reserve the right of having some executive decision making. I did, after hearing the Crisis Core suggestion, take a look at on Twitch just to see how many people were streaming Crisis Core, and it was quite a bit. That's not to say I'm not open to it. I certainly am. I'm clipping that. Maybe that will never happen. And in a year from now, I will show you how wrong you were. Yeah, clip it. Clip it. And you know I wasn't being serious. But I want to believe that so that every time anything happens, it'll just be a total shock and surprise. I want to be in a state of having no expectations at all times. I'm not sure if that is the healthiest mindset, because there are people who are in it for the grind and have goals and want to have success. And for me, throughout all of my life, I am just always holding myself to these. I always think things are not going to work out. I have low expectations for results, and I am always surprised. I think it is from my own upbringing. I grew up thinking that I wasn't very intelligent or capable at anything. And I had a very dire look on the future. I was very scared of everything. And so always shocked to see that I'm okay. Like, oh, everything is okay. And it's still okay. And still okay. How? How am I okay? And maybe it's just a little bit of this hypervigilance that I have from thinking that things should not be fine. How am I always fine? Yeah. Let's see. Airship Dreamer, what I was saying was, I wouldn't say that Jets abandoned Titus. Titus said that he had resentment for his mother for paying too much attention to Jet and not to him. So I guess it's not a perfect parallel, but I see that there could be a parallel there with the parents being more enamored with each other than with their child. Jet, I think that Jet, the twist kind of is that Jet really did love his son. Whereas I think that the twist with Braska is that Braska didn't really love Yuna. Maybe. Anyway, Jet abandoned Titus. Braska, though, as a single dad and godfather, I couldn't do something that I knew would so permanently take me away from them. Yeah, that's what I would think. D-Wheels 10 is special because it changes the future of gaming. There was never a game like it. Yeah, with the voice acting, too. And it gave birth to new ideals and things to look forward to in gaming. Yeah, it was huge, monumental. I wish that I was there to have my mind blown at the time. I wasn't. I was years late, so I just took a lot of their technological advances for granted, too. Granddaddy Otaku, I love a good book. Me too! If I can get into it. Yeah, that was a bit late. Natara, yeah, the Square Enix store is horrid when it comes to shipping, especially. I ordered the plushies from Big Bad Toy Store. Oh, you were able to do that? I'm waiting for the music boxes to be there too because $20 shipping. No thanks. It's really terrible. I agree. $20 shipping is awful. So you're able... Now that is a question from me to you, which is you are able to get those things from another vendor and you can get it cheaper? Natara, I love your collection. It suits you and makes you happy, so it's perfect. I'm a completionist. And crazy person. So I make excuses to buy anything for 10, especially since it doesn't get new merch often. It doesn't. And that is a great thing about 10. I love when something is like a diamond in the rough. Like nobody knows about it, or it's underappreciated, or Square Enix clearly undervalues Final Fantasy X. So like whenever Stefan goes to Comic-Cons, I don't really go to Comic-Cons, but whenever Stefan goes, I ask him to bring me back any Final Fantasy X thing you find, because they don't exist. You won't find a Final Fantasy X thing, and if you do, then ooh, what a treasure. Oh, hi Miranda. Hello, Brianna. Good to see you. I've heard so many people say that the reunion is so overwhelming, or maybe they're talking about the voice acting mainly. I have seen a YouTube thumbnail about something about the voice acting. Maybe. Is the voice acting disappointing? The store, yeah. Jared, chocobos are fun to use in Final Fantasy Tactics. I love Final Fantasy Tactics, especially red and black. Oh, sorry about the symbol stuff. Of course, other people can't see it. But I need to loosen the restrictions on the Nightbot again, probably. Anyway, Natara, it's true about the merch. Before the Vital came out for the 20th anniversary last year, I think the last merch that came out may have been the pack figures for the HD remaster in 2014. Wow! Yeah, in the 20th anniversary vinyl, which I posted as a community, so in the community that I actually do have that vinyl, I jumped on that as soon as I got I got an email about it, right? I'm on the email list. I don't pay attention to every email I got, but I think Final Fantasy X was right there in the title. So I went, ah! And ordered it right away. But really, 20th anniversary, that's all they did? That's it? They don't care about the fans at all, do they? Brianna. He left his daughter spheres all over. Yeah, Jet did, right? Oh, are you? Oh, no. Sorry. Braska did left his daughter spheres all over on Mount Gagazet. That's a good point. Very good point. But, Airship Dreamer. That was Jet leaving for Tidus. That was what I thought. I thought it was Jet leaving for Tidus, but maybe it was Braska. I don't have enough memory to actually correct it. Because I know that I think Jet recorded them, and I think Jet gave a personal message to Tidus, but was there ever a moment where Braska recorded? Yes, so the Big Bad Toy Store has $4 shippings, and the price of the plushies are the same! But the shipping being that much cheaper helps. They have the newer desk mats there as well, but those are just okay. Even the pre-orders, you were able to get the plushies. This is so big. This is monumental news. Thank you so much, Natara. I will have to look into this. Maybe it was just one, but I know there was one where Braska was speaking to Yuna. Was it? Did Jet ask Braska to speak to Yuna, or did he do it completely unprompted? Because I thought there may have been a moment where Braska... Oh, this would be fun. We should just watch all the spheres. We should watch and react to all of the spheres. I want to maybe do, as I did with the last mission, and maybe with, like, Waka racist stuff, do compilations, and then react to the compilation of scene clusters. So, like, all of the dream sequences, as an example. I could write some down right now. All of the dream sequences. All of the spheres. That's probably compilations already been made on YouTube. What else? Maybe there's obvious stuff like character interaction, like all the stuff with Seymour. I'm bored at the idea of that. All the stuff of Seymour. I think it's probably because it's less interesting. Maybe, is it? I don't know. Maybe Seymour's not very interesting to me. I haven't given that much thought. But the relationship between the father and the daughter, and then the father and son, I don't think I've explored that much in my own head. So I think that interests me more. Let's see. There was one Braska sphere and one Orin sphere, and the rest are Jet spheres. So there is one. Sounds super fun? I don't know. Seymour So Gross hated him. I think I've watched a video on... What, videos on Seymour? No, wait. Maybe it was just the Resonant Arc podcast about Seymour being potentially the weakest link in the Final Fantasy X. Oh yeah, it was definitely the Resonant Arc podcast talking about Seymour being probably one of the weakest story parts of Final Fantasy X. Because I think he had a little bit of a LeBlanc thing going on, right? He was what is the word I'm thinking of? He was like the mini boss. He wasn't the real boss. There is a term for that, isn't there? He was the boss before the boss. And so he had a role to play, just like LeBlanc, up until a point. And then it didn't matter. And then Seymour didn't matter. After he murdered all of the Ronso. Actually, I think that all of the times I played Final Fantasy X, probably. It didn't occur to me that Seymour actually murdered all of the Ronso. I think I spaced out every time he said they all came at me, one after the other. And I didn't think death he killed them all. I think that he just was like, they tried to stop me and they didn't, and now I'm here. That was all that registered in my brain. Because it just kind of seems like a big giant massacre would happen on screen. I don't know. Airship Dreamer Seymour was the mid-boss that never needed to be. He was the foil to the hero. I think, well, Seymour was fine. I just have nothing to say about him. Ultimate Weapon 2000, I disagree a little bit with him being the weakest. Maybe I should think more about that, though. Weakest does not mean I think weak. Like, I think of Seymour and my brain isn't just fizzling with thoughts. It's just, oh yeah, then there was Seymour, and he was definitely a source of conflict and a boss, and the wedding was quite thrilling to me. Ooh, yeah, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be spicy. I'll take it back, I swear. I heard it. I heard it from somewhere. I don't even know if I agree or disagree. I just haven't put much thought to it. I have no idea if he was fronted to do so, but definitely seems like something Jet would make him do. Oh, record the sphere. Yeah. I thought Seymour was like one of the best characters next to the majority of the main party, but the villains are always very interesting. Halcyon! Hello! I'm not sure if I'm the only one that noticed this. Lulu had the common sense to evade getting hit. She always got out of the way for attacks for me. Well, that has not been Stefan, my fiance, not his experience. Lulu just died all the time. She was just flopping dead left and right. That was my experience of watching him play, so I'm sure her evasion got better over time. Natara. When I got my boyfriend to play the game, he was so fed up with Seymour. Everyone's fed up with Seymour. Everyone but me, of course. Every new time he showed up as a boss to fight my boyfriend was like, this guy again? Yeah, just like Stefan didn't like Lulu because Lulu just kept flopping. Lulu just kept dying, but given she had extremely low HP. Very low HP. Maybe high evasion, but very low HP. And Seymour boss fights were really hard. I remember being in high school, first playing Final Fantasy X, saying to my friends, you gotta play this game. It's the most amazing thing I'd ever experienced. And they were like, okay, fine. And they did, and then quit. I say they. One person quit getting at Seymour on Mount Gagazet. At least 2 people just quit at Mount Gagazet. At least 2. I think I got stuck on Mount Gagazet. And the cutscenes. Having to watch all of that over and over. I don't miss that. I don't miss the cutscene on Mount Gagazet. Natara, it does get comical how he conveniently escapes getting sent so many times. Yeah. Yuna's staff that magically appears behind her when she's going to send him. Her master plan of sending him right at the altar, right when she's about to get married. Aha! I got you. I'm sure that was going to work really well. I'm replying to everything, but yeah. What? Can't apologize. Seymour was misunderstood, and he took out on everyone. He took it out on everyone that he was misunderstood. Yes. Oh, yes. Oh, to the foil thing, from my granddaddy, I think I watched a video on how Seymour's story parallels Tidus's and how it's kind of the dark side. sure, yeah. Finding out that part about the mother, though, and the faith, his mom leaving to become a faith and giving him anima, that's probably the coolest thing about Seymour. Great Daddy, no, everyone is fed up with Seymour. Even people who like Seymour were fed up with him. Even Seymour was fed up with Seymour. Hellsphere, not gonna lie, I intentionally killed him during Operation Mihan against the Sin Spawn. Regrets? I have none. You killed him. That's so cool. You could do that? He's so powerful. Did he kill himself? Did you make him hurt himself? Ooh, spicy. Brianna, you know how Seymour was pretty hot? What? Give him a nice haircut and trim his nails, maybe change his clothes, and you got a pretty hunky guy. Sure. I guess. Yeah. Maybe. Natara, I love Lulu so much. She's always been my favorite next to Tidus. I always give her all the magic spears, and her evasion has always killed. That's too bad Stefan has had a different experience. Oh, and he spelled his name correctly. Yeah. Well, you know, he never got into JRPGs, and that's okay. But he has, particular tastes. What can I say? Then Lulu's attitude he didn't appreciate. But for a lot of people, they fall in love with a character like that. Somebody who's guarded and then they open up. He just has no patience for that. I remember when we played... What did we play together? We played together Life is Strange, which, by the way... Well, we're in a safe space, right? We're in a safe space. Life is Strange. I loved Life is Strange. Loved it. I have talked to community people where they're like, what? You loved a game where their dialogue sounds so dumb? But anyway, I loved Life is Strange. I played it with Stefan. And he really didn't like Chloe. Like, really didn't like her. Every time she died, which she died many times, he's like, just leave her. Just let her. You probably know which ending we picked if you played the game. But then later knowing people were absolutely in love with her. But Life is Strange, good. Great writing. Great. Fantastic writing. It is in the top. It is in the top of the top for me in terms of storytelling and games. Hey, good to see you, Sophie. So, anyway, he didn't like Chloe. So it seems that he just has a type that he really doesn't like. But he likes shy girls, right? Shy girls, a Yuna type, or maybe me. Maybe it's okay because I'm not edgy, so I feel very safe knowing that he doesn't like the Lulus of the world because I'm not Lulu. Yeah, I'm sorry about the Nightbot. I can maybe change the restrictions on it. Can I maybe change it right now? Unsubscribe! Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, my Nightbot is overly sensitive. Aeon-wise, your favorite Airship Dreamer is between Anima and Yojimbo. Yojimbo is broken, but I'm very grateful to not have to have fought the Dark Aeons, so there. I'm reading backwards right now. Oh, also, hello, Sir Raffin Revelator. Hello. Yuna was supposed to send Seymour after consummating their marriage. Consummating! Don't say that word. What a gross... Oh, consummation. Ha! Seymour and Yuna. Anyway. Seymour after consummating the marriage when Seymour was sleeping. Horrible. What if Yuna had a Seymour child? Oh, that could have been a whole other alternate story. I am ready to write the fan fiction right now. Who's with me? Yuna bearing Seymour's child, Titus and still being in love. Ooh. It writes itself. Trash fan fiction. To me, I see Seymour as more of a parallel to Yuna and less of a parallel to Titus. I don't know. I've never thought about it. Can you explain more? Seymour's mom. Oh, I see. And then we already have an explanation. Seymour's mom leaving him to become Anima sort of mirrors Yuna with Braska. We never got to see Yuna be sad about it. Seymour closer to Yuna than to Titus. And they're both very devout religious people, so maybe. Oh yeah. This is a message I missed. Anima is my favorite Aeon from Natara. I also enjoy Seymour. My boyfriend just needed different battle strategies. Seymour isn't that bad. Once you know the strategies, then nothing is that bad in Final Fantasy X. Ultimate Weapon 2000. I may feel a little spoiled after playing 13. I just see Seymour as so much a better villain than anyone in 13. Makes sense. Anyway, I just kind of jumped back to the bottom. Are you streaming on YouTube now, Sophie? I decided to stream on YouTube today. I'm not sure what I'm doing. I thought I would have a Final Fantasy X discussion stream. And I do feel very confused. I feel I am between Twitch and YouTube, because with Twitch I do enjoy the features, the streaming features, and the ability to change categories, but I also think that it's a lot more visible, and we get a lot more traction and visibility on YouTube, so I just don't know. That probably doesn't instill a lot of confidence. Because I'm not too confident in myself and what I'm doing, so yeah, but normally I'm streaming on Twitch. And today is just an impromptu stream. It's just that I feel a little bit more stiff in a YouTube stream. And I think, am I free to jump around? Because I would go like, well, I would just play a game at some point. Maybe I would just go and play Fire Emblem. But I've already set the main category as Final Fantasy X for the stream. So do I just quit? Do I just end the stream and switch to Twitch? Like, do I start another stream? I don't even know. I don't know what one does in YouTube. It's all good. You got this. Thank you, Granddaddy. There's definitely more viewers here than on Twitch. Yes, true. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. So it kind of makes sense to be here. It does, doesn't it? But then where do we go from here? What do we do? You tell me. Am I able to do polls? Oh, sorry. What's gross? Oh, Life is Strange. I'm reading an older message. We need someone to make a music video about Seymour with Katy Perry's Everything's Got a Dark Side. Probably that would be a copyright strike, but sounds good to me. Natara, Life is Strange was amazing. Oh, good. You agree. Friends, we're besties now. Yeah, I love, Yeah, I love some spice. Yuna is incredible, of course, but Lulu is my heart, though I love all the characters, so you can't really listen to me. Yuna's the character I relate to. If I was to go and be somebody, then it would be to be Yuna. Well, Lulu is, guarded. She's guarded and mysterious. Lulu's the person you have the crush on, but Yuna's the person you want to be. Or at least for me. I mean, I guess I don't have crushes on girls, but if I were to have a crush... You know what? I don't even know what I'm saying. Forget it. I think it's more like how Riku had the admiration for Lulu. Like, oh, she's so womanly, and I'm not that. But yeah, I would want to be a Yuna. For life, I would want to be Yuna. You can do whatever you want. We're here for you. It was a real technical question, though. A real technical question about how streamers stream on YouTube. They don't change categories like on Twitch. So do they just do whatever? Do they just decide to play a game, play different? What do they decide to do? Sir Rathim says, I spent one summer grinding power spheres to get Yuna and Tidus's strength to 255 so I could kick Seymour's Omni what? I had to read it again just myself. 255. So maxing out their power. 99. Wow. Impressive. Have you ever platinumed the game? Because it sounds like you were very close to getting very far on the grid, at least. Yojimbo is so colorful and pretty. Yeah, and the doggy's so pretty too. Otaku, I don't know about YouTube if you're under a certain sub count, but we could do a quick poll for Discord if you want. Quick? Well, I have subscribers already on Twitch. I mean, not a lot, but I shouldn't say not a lot. That's bad. But I do. But we have subscribers and all of that on Twitch. So I feel uneasy about it. I think that it's only a decision that I can make. I think that viewership alone counts as a vote. It's more about what I want to do. So I don't know. But I'm also a flip-floppy, not confident in myself leader. I'm a leader and I'm deciding that I'm not decided. Thanks. Yes, thank you for the offer, Granddaddy. Halcyon, nothing says get wrecked, scrub. Like a Moogle doll waddling over to Seymour, kicking him in the shin and overkilling him. I want to see that. I want to see that clipped. Yeah. Ooh, that would feel so powerful. I get it. I'd want to be Riku, so bubbly, free, and funny. Ooh, my annoyed face, yeah. Sophie, when do you think you'd do a 10th playthrough on stream? We'll do it right now! We can start it today, because my category is Final Fantasy X, and what else am I going to do? What else are we going to do but play the opening of Final Fantasy X, I guess? Granddaddy, when you're a YouTuber, you usually can decide whatever you want to do. You can change the title of your video after the fact, I believe. So if you end up playing Zelda, even though it starts as a Final Fantasy stream, the entire video is logged and saved, right? So it's going to just be that one title in that one thumbnail in that one category. And so, but then again, after the stream's over, then it's over. So maybe it doesn't really matter so much because it doesn't have much rewatch value anyway. Maybe that's the way I should be thinking about it. Because lately on stream, we've been playing Fire Emblem Three Houses. We've played some Harvestella. We've been doing Creature Creator for Final Fantasy X too. We've been all over the place. We could just start Final Fantasy X today. Play it! Sebastian! Would love to see 10 now, too. Anything you want, Miranda. I'm on board. Okay, Ultimate 2000. Yeah, do it. Okay. Woo! So much enthusiasm. Okay. So I have spent my whole life, not whole life, but I'm so unsure of myself. I've been unsure about starting Final Fantasy X, but the enthusiasm is here today, so I'm here for it. Oh, a pseudo poll? Like, oh, that's a good suggestion, Jared. Like chat type 1 for 10, 2 for 3 houses. I really doubt it, at least with this crowd, that we'll get 3 houses. But I could. Oh, I could. I could say that. Okay, everyone's up for it. I was going to say something. I was going to talk about what was discussed in the Discord. Discord, link in the description, about alcoholism, because it was something that struck me as very interesting. I have a friend who is playing Final Fantasy X for the first time. He started playing it because of my YouTube videos. He was inspired because he didn't understand the things I was talking about. Actually, I believe it was the Lulu video describing Lulu's character and going, that sounds like a really cool character. I want to know this person. So he's been playing it. And he knows several people in his life who've been huge Final Fantasy X fans. And most of those people, myself included, have a complicated relationship with their fathers, and their fathers are alcoholics. And so he's like, do people really connect to this game when their parent is an alcoholic or their father is an alcoholic? And I thought to myself, at least, and maybe you would have an answer to this too, the answer is no, because I didn't have that. I was a daughter. I didn't have that struggle that Titus had. I didn't connect to that so much. So even though that is an element, I think that humanized him, and it made Titus an interesting character to know right from the beginning that he had such a complicated relationship with his father, as we all probably, going into our teens, develop complicated relationships with our parents, and that might extend into our entire lives. But for me, I connected to Final Fantasy X, I think because of all of its themes. I mean, I very deeply connected to the romance and to Yuna. I think that Yuna became a role model for me because she was so shy and she apologized all the time, just like me, and was just a polite person, just naturally. I think that maybe I have a bit of that myself. But she was fierce. She was fierce and strong inside, and she was a hero, and I felt like I had not seen that represented before. And so I felt, maybe for the first time, seen and empowered to be myself, already such a shy, introverted person. Like, I can be the protagonist as myself. It's, in that being a protagonist is certain values that is speaking the truth. Knowing or not knowing, ignorantly knowing that you'll be ostracized. So, and also the themes about religion. I was quite conflicted about religion. Maybe still am. Who knows? At the time of playing the game. So, seeing the power struggle, but also seeing the beautiful world, like the fact that the far plane actually physically existed, or the aeons physically existed, and how beautiful the spiritual world is, but also how dirty the power politics were, and how they're intertwined but separate entities, being able to actually see that and understand it. And as I get older now, seeing how often power politics are used and how people are manipulated. So now I see the relationship between, like, Riku as an Albed versus a Spearin like Waka. I see them more as victims to the power battle, like Yevon's power structure, than they are individuals with actual opinions. Because I see that in the real world now, that people are just mouthpieces for their sides, and that they're not, and they're being used. Lots of people are being used all over, and they don't really have opinions. So I just love how the game evolves. But what I was trying to say was how the game connected with me in the moment. And it's hard because it's so intertwined with past, like, present and future versions of me. But I think it was a love story, and I think it was Yuna that really made me fall in love with the game at the time. Anyway, I now read your messages. And then we'll open Final Fantasy X. That is the consensus of everyone to give Glare the update on what's happening is we're going to play some Final Fantasy X because that's what people are telling me. Hello. Granddaddy, I'm playing 10 again for the 4th time. If you play now, that will be nice. We can share the experience from afar. Okay. I'm on my break at work. Oh, Sophie. So I'll miss some of the beginning. Okay. Airship Dreamer, quit your job right now. That's not worth it. Do not take Airship Dreamer's advice. I know it's probably too late. I wish... at least I can watch the VOD later, but it won't be the same. Yeah. Airship Dreamer, I cannot believe that you would advocate for Sophie to quit a job for the sake of this stream. That feels just so selfish. I would never ask for such a thing. "10 speedrun? I never speedrun anything because I can't do it. I read the chat too much and I get distracted and I get a perfectionist sometimes and I get fixated on things. I just don't do the speed runs. Halcyon, I was plopped into Abrahamic views, but now I am in an organized faith standing. Oh. Granddaddy Otaku, forget it if we discuss this, but if you know that 10 and 7 are theoretically... Did you know? Yes, I've heard that. I've heard that, but I don't think anything of it. And I actually, well, I don't believe it either. I've heard it, but I don't believe it. There's a character named Shinra. I thought it was like maybe a thing that was shoehorned into 10 too. That's what I thought I heard. Beautifully said. Thank you, Ultimate Weapon 2000. Are you gonna name T to something else? Probably not. I have an unpopular, well, I have many unpopular opinions. Oh, yes, Brianna? I will die on most of the hills I make. I have, my opinion is your opinion. I haven't. I feel bad about having opinions because I don't want to conflict with anyone else's opinions. Which is not healthy. It is not healthy. I've talked about that in Discord, about barriers, boundaries. Understanding that, oh, my opinion is my own bubble, and your opinion is your own bubble, and it is okay for our opinions to coexist, and it's not a problem. But, you know, my mind says it's not okay. Like, oh no, your opinion better than mine. Please. Please, you can, I'll adopt whatever opinion you have. Oh, but the opening of Final